Hey, this is War 8 of Season 60, I think, up against NewN. These guys are the defending War Champions, so obviously a very good alliance. Forgot to record my first fight. This was Node 9 Gore, Blood in the Water, Power Efficiency, Rupture Bleed Hazard. Pretty easy solo for Nico, even though it was a 6-star. And I was splitting in Section 1. I only have 4 fights this war, just the way things worked out, because I ended up having to be the Apocalypse player. This is the Fisticuffs, Daunting Doom, Havoc. I wasn't super confident about how well Apocalypse would handle this fight, but I threw on full suicides, and my main idea was, oh, let me just hit him as much as I can before Fisticuffs falls off, but you'll kind of see that I don't really do all that much damage while Fisticuffs is active, and the main gameplay strategy here is just kind of 4-hit block bait and try to push the special 2. Even during Fisticuffs, like, he won't apply plasmas, but it'll just keep his charges further down, at least. But I also probably should have used an invul here because of the Daunting Doom node and, Havoc just being pretty strong special damage champion. And yeah, like Fisticuffs expired and he's not even down 25%. So I was kind of like, oh, well, maybe this fight won't go as planned. I have 3 Daunts there, so if I missed that dex, probably just one tapped. But yeah, we go for SP3. I don't really necessarily know why I just decided to SP3. I think I just ended up holding all my power from Fisticuffs. This does a lot of damage, so I kind of remembered. Well, Apocalypse is a mutant, does a lot of damage with his specials, and now we have the degen and the poison. I'm not really sure. I don't really recall how exactly Apocalypse's debuffs are placed off his SP3. I don't know if it's like 2 out of the 4 random ones he can apply from his special 1 and special 2. But either way, like this Havoc is pretty stingy with this special 2. Like the last one took a while to bait as well. But I think I do go for a heavy here just to keep my debuffs alive. I do get plasmas on me by bleeding him, but it's fine. I haven't taken a single detonation, and as of right now, I'm just willpower healing. But yeah, that fight could have gone better, but like probably a pretty safe spot in the future to ramp a horseman again if I need it. Moving on, this is the Conflictor, Prowess Puncture, Combat Deja Vu, Prowess, Sentinel on this fight. I think, yeah, this is my only Shother fight. I was going to bring Spider Woman, but someone else was like, probably just do Shother for that fight. So I was like, sure, haven't really used her a lot in war. And this fight goes decent. I tried not to let Sentinel throw his special 3, which, of course he did, because he kind of turtled up towards the end when his armors went active. And you'll see it later. But for now, the main game plan is to try and alternate combo, throw my special 1. I think go for 2 SP1s before I start channeling into SP2s. And yeah, he's being pretty generous with the special 1s. I don't really care at all if I ramp him to max analysis. And once I have my atrophy, I'm actually pretty safe to just throw however many hits I want, not really have to worry about combat deja vu, because the buffs will really not last a long time. Here, go for a heavy. Didn't quite get a long enough channel to get it to my special 2. But we can also just bait this special 1 out of Sentinel whenever because of his power efficiency when he's ramped, which means that basically I could bait a special 1 and there will still be power left over to steal. Here we get kind of lucky, he just throws an unstoppable heavy, and here he kind of like turtles up and I don't get the opportunity to go for a kill, because if he had thrown a special 2 while I was channeling heavy because he had enough power, I would have just died. Like, it's much safer to just play the fight again, as annoying as it is, than it is to have to just, watch yourself tick out to incinerates because, played a little risky. And this is a big war. This is pretty much the most important war of the season, or the most, important in determining who wins the season. And yeah, I didn't want to play for any sort of risk. Saw it in the Havoc fight, just playing super safe, super cautious. And yeah, like it's not even been 2 minutes and the Sentinel is gonna die right here. So yeah, 2 health bars in like a minute and like 40 seconds is not terrible, but obviously that could have been faster. And yeah, last fight is this node 47, Falter Mini, Fight or Flight, and a couple other nodes, but we're using Nico, and because I used all of the pre-fights you would want on this fight on Gore, I just decided to use a Power Start 1 boost. And as soon as I get to my special 2, this fight is basically over. Nico is such a hard counter to pretty much every Cosmic champion, even as a 6-star. Like, it's pretty disgusting. And you'll see soon enough, I now have the 7-star at like rank 4, Sig 180 on my account. So I can get the, put the 6-star back on the shelf and just start using the 7-star. But yeah, I'm not really like optimizing Nico. I'm not really going for heavies and canceling them for extra adrenaline to gain furies. I'm just throwing my specials as I get them and, baiting specials as she gains power. It really doesn't matter as long as I keep this buff immunity up. Like, I have 20 poison passives, 8 debuffs, and this is a rank 4 defender for a 6-star. And again, it's pretty disgusting what this champion can do. This fight is, I want to say it's easier than Node 9 for sure, because, you don't have to bait specials as frequently, and you're also not having to worry about, Nico's never bleed immune, unfortunately. That would probably be a little bit too much for an already slightly overtuned champion. But yeah, we throw the special 2, and she just dies. I think that fight was just over a minute. Yeah, like a minute and 4 seconds for a rank 4 punching up with a 6-star. And yeah, we did end up losing this war, unfortunately. We had a pretty bad start at like 20-2, and it was just pretty hard to recover. But GG's to the guys over at NewN. Got a lot of friends there. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.